it's Melanie. Welcome to my channel. Today starts another reading vlog, so stay tuned. So it's almost 10 a.m. on Tuesday, August 20th, which means it is week 4 of the NEWTs. Getting down to the nitty-gritty of it. I think I have either 10 or 11 NEWTs so far, and I have to get 17 for my career. So let me see. I've got my handy dandy planner here. If you're wondering where you can get one of these amazing planners, they have them at Hot Topic. So on my little monthly view here, I actually have which NEWTs I have to complete, and I've been putting these little star stickers there. So I have 2, 4, 5, 10, yes, I have 11 NEWTs so far, meaning that I have 6 more that I need to get by the end of the month. And I've only got 11 days. Oh my gosh. Fingers crossed that I can do it. Oh my goodness. Okay. I think I should be able to get a couple of books finished this week. Hopefully. Xander and I have continued with Keeper of the Lost Cities Exile, which is book 2, and last night we got to page 264, so we're almost halfway. Not quite. I think we need to be like another 100 pages in by the end of today. I don't know. We kind of got behind last week on this, so we've been playing catch up. Also last week I was supposed to finish Always Never Yours, but I didn't have time. And right now I'm on page 175. I got a little bit more of this read yesterday, but not a huge amount. So yeah, I'm on page 175, just over the halfway point, I believe. And yesterday I listened to a little bit more of Grimm Lovelies on O.W.L.s. I'm currently at 3 hours and 38 minutes into this, and it says I have 8 hours and 38 minutes remaining. Hopefully I can get it finished this week. Fingers crossed. Also, Marty and I are listening to Ever the Hunted on O.W.L.s as well, and I'm hoping to also finish that this week. So my goal is to finish Always Never Yours, Ever the Hunted, Grimm Lovelies, a big chunk of Exile, and at least half of Midnight Beauties, which is the second book in the Grimm Lovelies series. Oh my goodness, that's a lot. Hopefully I can do it. I think I can, I think I can, I think I can, I think I can. Alright, well, I'm going to go. I've got a video to edit and breakfast to be had and waking up to do and all of that good stuff. I've actually been up for like an hour and a half, but waking up takes me a little while. Alright, I'm gonna go for now, and I will talk to you later. So it's about a quarter after 9 p.m. still on Tuesday. As you would have just seen, Xander had tennis today. He had a tennis match. He was playing doubles and he won, or his little double side team won, which was pretty cool. And oh my gosh, I didn't film that whole match, and I probably only included a very short clip here because their match took like an hour, because the other team, like who he was playing against, they were winning there in the beginning. Okay, so you have to win 6 games, and you're supposed to beat the other team by at least 2 games to win the match. And so it started out, and I don't know how far into this I stopped recording, but the opposing team was winning like 3-0, and then Xander's side came and it was like 3-1, 3-2, and then 4-2, and then 4-3, and then 4-4, and then 5-4, and then 5-5, and then Xander's team won 6-5. And they were supposed to go until one side won by 2 games, but it had been an hour and it was like a gazillion degrees out there, and it was pretty much just as soon as somebody got to 6, they're like, okay, game, good. So Xander and his little teammate Evan won, so yay. He had a lot of fun and he's very proud of himself. Let's see, as far as reading goes, Xander and I actually got caught up on where we needed to be in Keeper of the Lost Cities Exile, and we're currently on page 379 of this, so we did very, very well today. And I read for just a few minutes of Always Never Yours by Emily Wimberly and Austin Segman-Broca, and I'm on page 184 of this, so like 9 pages since the last time I checked in. I also listened to a little bit of my audiobook on Hoopla of Grimm Lovelies, and I think I'm 3 hours and 51 minutes in. I'm trying to pull it up on my phone here. Yeah, 3 hours and 52 minutes into Grimm Lovelies by Megan Shepherd. And I'm enjoying them all so far. Marty and I haven't really had any more time to continue listening to Ever the Hunted. I don't think I've actually told you in this vlog, since I just started it today, what each of these is about, in case you haven't watched the other vlogs. So, Keeper of the Lost Cities Exile is book 2 in the Keeper of the Lost Cities series. So, the first book, well, the series is about a girl named Sophie, and in the first book, at the very beginning of the first book, we learn that Sophie's never really fit in. She's like a senior in high school and 12 years old. And she's a telepath. She has photogenic memory. She's got a lot of things going on for her. And she's never really fit in at school or at home or just with anybody. And it turns out that the reason she doesn't fit in is because she's not human and she is an elf, and apparently the only elf that's been raised in the human world. So she's taken to the elf world, and she starts learning that she's special and she's different even from the elves, and she was sort of made and has way more skills than any elf should have. And even in this book, she's still learning things that she can do that she didn't know she could do, and that most elves can't do. And in this book we learn of Exile, which is actually a place. It's not just somebody's kicked out of the elven world. There is actually a place called Exile, and it's like a prison. And I can't really tell you too much about this just because it is the second book in a series. Always Never Yours is about a girl named Megan who, she's like the world's biggest flirt, and she goes through a lot of boyfriends, but she doesn't really have much hope for these boyfriends because, well, she's never the one that they actually stick with. Once they break up with her, they move on to find their perfect match, their one true love, whatever. And she's the before. And it's really cute. I'm really, really enjoying it. And I'm seeing this relationship form, and I'm loving it, and it's really cute. And then Grimm Lovelies is about, okay, So it's set in Paris, and it's sort of like our world, and humans and stuff are called pretties, and then you have some witches. Okay, so these witches have, or at least this one witch anyway, has turned animals, certain animals, into a human form, and they're called beasties. Well, their master, this witch, ends up being murdered, and our beasties are being blamed, so they've kind of taken off into the hiding. But the thing is, they only have 3 days from the day the witch dies, or even the hour that the witch dies, to find a new witch to recast the spell on them. Otherwise, they'll turn back into their animal form. So that's what they've got going on. And that's really all I know about it, and that's all that's happened so far in the book, because I'm still pretty early in. I want to say I'm only like a quarter of the way through it. So that's all I really know. Oh, another thing is, and this tickled me, I forgot to show you this morning. So yesterday when Xander came home from school, he's like, I brought you books. And I was like, you brought me books? And he said, yeah. Apparently his school library was doing this thing with a bunch of, like, giving away a bunch of free books, and he picked out 3 that he thought that I would enjoy and brought them home to me, and I thought that was so sweet. So the first book that he handed me was Gathering Blue by Lois Lowry, and this is the second book in the Giver series, which he's just read. But I have a bind up that has all of them in it, so I don't really need this. So I suggested that we give this to his grandmother, because she actually has a copy of just The Giver, and she was reading it. So I said that she would probably enjoy having this one because it's the sequel. And then the next one he pulled out of his backpack was Revelations by Melissa De La Cruz, and this is the 3rd book in the Blue Blood series. And when he pulled this out, I was like, okay, I don't know if I have this book or not. I said I have to check, because we were in my car at the time. We were going to tennis, and I was like, I don't know if I have this book or not, but I know that this is a series, and I have like 6 books in the series, but there's like 9, I think, in the series, and I was missing 3 of them. And he's like, oh, come on. He thought he'd done so good. And I was like, you did good. Yeah, you did good. These are all books that I would definitely enjoy reading. And it turns out that this was one out of the 3 that I didn't have. This was one of them. And this is the 3rd book. I have the 1st and 2nd and, like, I think 4th and then 4.5, because there's some of them are like novellas or whatever. But yeah, I forget which other numbers I have, but I was like, as soon as we got home, I checked, and I was like, hey, Xander, I didn't have this one. Awesome. And then the 3rd one that he brought home for me was Geeks: How 2 Lost Boys Rode the Internet Out of Idaho by John Katz. And this says, Jesse and Eric were geeks, suspicious of authority figures, proud of their status as outsiders, fervent in their belief in the positive power of technology. High school had been an unbearable experience, and their small-town Idaho families had been torn apart by hard times. On the fringe of society, they had almost no social lives and little to look forward to. They spent every spare cent on their computers and every spare moment online. Nobody ever spoke to them, much less for them. But then they met John Katz, a roving journalist who suggested that in the age of geek impresario Bill Gates, Jesse and Eric had marketable skills that could get them out of Idaho and pave the way to a better life. So they bravely set out to conquer Chicago, geek style. Told with Katz's trademark charm and sparkle, Geeks is a humorous, moving tale of triumph over adversity and of self-acceptance that delivers 2 irresistible heroes for the digital age and reveals the very human face of technology. I wonder if this is like real. Like if this is non-fiction or if this was just he put himself in the story. I don't know, but I thought it was pretty cool. And I thought it was just so sweet and cute that he brought me books. Today he got himself some more because he's all excited about free books. He's like, there's so many free books and nobody wants them. And I was like, I just thought it was so cute. Alright, I'm gonna go. I need to work on editing a little bit more and I want to sit and read this for a little while. So I'm gonna go and I'm gonna do that and I will talk to you tomorrow. So it's about 9:45 on Wednesday, August 21st. Or it's not 9:45, it's 10:15. Anyway, I'm gonna go to bed in about 45 minutes, but I wanted to do my check-in for the day because, well, the day is almost over. Xander and I read some more of Keeper of the Lost Cities Exile, and we're currently on page 405, which we are actually ahead of where we needed to be, so yay. Hopefully we can keep that up. I don't plan on reading to him on Friday or Saturday. Yeah, Friday or Saturday night, because he wants to go to his friend's house or something, so I'm gonna give him those days off from reading. I continued Always Never Yours, and I'm currently on page 298, and I'm hoping I can maybe finish this tonight, possibly. There's like 42 pages left, so maybe, possibly. And I listened to some more of Grimm Lovelies, and I'm not quite to the halfway point. I've gotten through 5.5 hours and it says there are 6 hours and 47 minutes remaining. So that's where I'm at with my reading. Xander had tennis practice today and he has a match tomorrow, so that'll take up forever. But that's okay, I enjoy watching him. That's really it. I'm gonna go and try to finish this up before I need to go to bed, and I will just talk to you tomorrow. So it's about 8:30 in the morning on Thursday, August 22nd, and I just wanted to come on here real quick and let you know that I finished Always Never Yours. This was my outstanding for herbology, which was to read a book with a flower on the cover. And granted, this might not be, you know, everybody's 5-star YA contemporary. It's definitely not like hard hitting or anything like that, but it was 5 stars for me. I really, really, really enjoyed it. And I think part of what really got this for me was there were so many different things about different characters that I related to, and I could like see myself in the story from time to time, and it was just, I was immersed in it and I loved it, and yeah, I give it 5 stars. It's about a girl named Megan who, and I kind of gave a quick little synopsis of it earlier, but it's a girl named Megan who every time a boy breaks up with her, they move on to find their perfect match, including her best friend with the boy that she thought she was in love with. Yeah, even that. And also, there's another part of the story where Megan is working on getting into this school. I can't remember what the name of the school was. They just referred to it as SOTI, S-O-T-I, a lot of the time. But they did say at one point what the whole name was, but I don't remember. Anyway, so this is a like theater type school, and she's going there for their directing program, or she wants to go there for her directing program. And she's in her senior year of high school, and she's doing everything that she needs to do for this director program. Now, all through high school, she has directed all of the senior showcases. She's directed many different plays. She's directed things out in the community. She is like, you know, a very good director. However, SOTI requires at least 1 acting credit. and she's never been on the stage. And she tries out for the school's Romeo and Juliet performance, and she just wants Lady Montague, which has like 2 lines. She wants the smallest part she can possibly get because she just needs this acting credit, and that's really all her goal is. Well, her drama teacher, drama coach, whichever you want to call her, director, instructor, whatever. Anyway, her teacher puts her in the role of Juliet, and she's like, I wanted the smallest role and you gave me the lead. I don't want the lead. But well, the teacher's like, you know what, you've got Juliet or you've got nothing, because she felt that Megan could do it. And well, Megan kind of hates Juliet, so it was interesting seeing her try to figure out Juliet and find ways to perform. Oh, and Romeo was that boy that she thought she was in love with at one point that moved on with her best friend. Yeah. Anyway, it was super cute. I loved it. 5 stars. And now I'm going to go and work on editing, because I've got my fall into read-a-thon announcement to get edited and uploaded and all that stuff, so it can post next week, which it should post just a couple of days before this vlog actually posts. So make sure you can go check that out if you haven't already. I'll link it up here. Alright, well, I'm gonna go for now, and I will talk to you later. So it's currently 10:30 on Thursday, August 22nd. Xander had his tennis match today. It didn't go so well. He played another doubles match, and the kid that was on his team was probably, and I hate to say this, but he's like the lowest ranked kid on the team is who Xander ended up being paired with. So it didn't go well. Actually, they got completely slammed and scored won no games. So they got beat 6-0. Yeah. Anyway, as I said, it's like 10:30 and I was supposed to go to bed at 10 tonight. I'm trying to shift my schedule because next week I'm going to have to wake up with Xander again because of Marty's schedule and stuff. So, yeah. Trying to slowly ease it back to where I'm going to bed at 8 o'clock at night so I can get up at 4 o'clock in the morning for this stupid school schedule. But whatever. I continued listening to Grimm Lovelies. There we go. And I'm 8 hours into it, and I have 4 hours and 16 minutes remaining. So hopefully, possibly, I can finish that tomorrow. I got my fall into reading-a-thon announcement video film, or not filmed, I already had it filmed, but I got it edited and uploaded. And tomorrow I have another video that I have to edit and upload. I'm doing a lot of pre-editing and uploading just because September's going to be crazy and I'm not going to have as much time for all of that, so I'm trying to get as much done now as I possibly can. But I'm going to go to bed. I'll talk to you tomorrow. So it's a 7:15 a.m. on Friday, August 23rd. And I forgot to tell you last night that Xander and I did continue with Keeper of the Lost Cities Exile. We only read like a chapter, so we're on page 416. I think we're just like a chapter behind on where we're supposed to be at this point to finish it by the end of the month, but that's okay. We can still do it this weekend. He was going to get the weekend off, but yesterday I got a call from his teacher saying that he wasn't doing his homework like he was supposed to, and he would turn in homework that only had a couple of questions answered. Some days he wouldn't turn in any homework, and apparently he hadn't turned in his homework yesterday. So he had yesterday's homework and today's, or the homework for today as well. So yeah, he was up late doing homework and didn't finish. So he will be doing that this weekend, and we will finish our reading this weekend, and he won't be going anywhere. And but well, okay, I did make one exception because the school is having a back to school dance. The times for their dances are just as ridiculous as their times for school. So the school's over at like 2:15. Yeah, because they start so incredibly early. So school's over at 2:15, and then the dance starts at 2:30 and it's over at 4:30. So he gets to do that, but that's it. For me today, I've gotten showered. I'm gonna go and blow dry and do my hair and all that stuff, and I'm gonna go have lunch with my friend Christy today. It's gonna be nice. I might bring you along if I can remember. I tend to forget when I'm with Christy to bring my camera along, but if I remember, I'll do that. Marty's off today. Yay. He actually got Xander up and off to school this morning, and then he went back to bed, so he's in bed right now. And I guess that's really it for now. I'm going to continue with Grimm Lovelies. I'm hoping I can finish it today. I'm pretty sure I can, but we'll see. Alright, I'm gonna go for now. I'll talk to you later. So it's like 9:15 p.m. and you know how I said I almost always forget to vlog anything when I'm around Christy? Yeah, I forgot to vlog. I brought my camera along and everything, and we sat and we had lunch and we chatted for a couple of hours, and then when it was time to go, she got in her car, I started walking over to my car, and then I remembered that I had my camera in my bag, and I'm like, dang it. But oh well. Today I did manage to finish listening to Grimm Lovelies on Hoopla, and that completed my exceeding expectations in herbology, which was to read a book between 350 to 390 pages. And I looked on Goodreads, and Grimm Lovelies is 376 pages, so it counts. But I finished that today. I give it 4 stars. I really enjoyed it. I'm pretty sure I've already talked about what it's really about already in this vlog, but if not, it's about these group of beasties, and beasties were, well, they were animals that were turned into humans, and this witch has done this and is pretty much using them as her servants, really as her slaves, and she can also be very cruel and punishes them in really vicious ways to get what she wants, and she kind of just uses them as puppets and dolls and slaves. And somebody ends up murdering the witch, and 2 of the beasties are like, oh my gosh, we're gonna be blamed, we're the only ones around, we have to go. And so they run off, and turns out they only have 3 days from the day the witch dies, or from the moment that the witch dies. They have 72 hours to have another witch or somebody to cast this spell on them to keep them what they are. Otherwise they'll turn back into the animals that they were before, and they can't even really remember being an animal. All they can remember is being human, and whatever came before was like dark and cold and empty. And the book is pretty much them racing against the clock to try to find somebody that can cast this spell, and they also have to get the spell for somebody to cast it. And it was really good. I really enjoyed it. I'm looking forward to reading Midnight Beauties, which is the next book I'm going to start reading, which I'll start tomorrow. Marty and I continued listening to Ever the Hunted by Erin Summerall. We're about 8 hours and 31 minutes into it. We still have 2 hours and 56 minutes remaining, and enjoying it so far. It's about a girl named Britta who, her father has been murdered. She's sort of an outcast in society, and she ends up poaching in the woods and gets caught, and the punishment for poaching is to be hung. And her father was a bounty hunter for the royals, and they want to catch the killer. So they make a deal with Britta to, well, her life for the killers, because Britta is an expert tracker just like her father. The only thing is, the person that they believe was the murderer was also trained by her father and was his apprentice and her only friend and the only person she's ever loved, and he left at one point and broke her heart. And she can't seem to wrap her brain around the fact that he would have done this, because it just didn't make sense to her. He loved her father too. Her father loved him like a son. It didn't make any sense. But she was on the verge of losing all of her father's land, and at that point on the verge of losing her life. So it was either go and hunt Cohen, I believe his name was, and bring him back, and in exchange she would get to, well, keep her life, and they would also grant her her father's property. So she went in search for him. However, she learns a lot along this way, and things aren't as simple. Well, things weren't simple to begin with, and they just get more and more complicated as it goes. This is the first book in a series. I'm not sure if it's a trilogy or a series, but I'm enjoying it. I think Marty's enjoying it. And the audiobook, I like the narrator. She's very British, I think. Anyway, that's really all as far as an update for today. It's actually past when I'm supposed to go to bed, which is ridiculous. It's a Friday night and I needed to be in bed by 9 because I'm trying to like flip my schedule back. So tomorrow I'll be getting up at, is it 6 a.m.? No, 5 a.m. Tomorrow I'm getting up at 5 a.m. Yep. So I'm gonna go clean off my face and head to bed, and I will just talk to you tomorrow. So it is currently 2 o'clock in the afternoon on Saturday, August 4th. Wait, no, Saturday, August 24th. I'm trying to rewind a little bit. Anyway, I don't think I've done too terribly much as far as reading since the last time I checked in. I did actually start N.E.W.T.s, which is the second book in the Grimm Lovelies duology. And I'm on page 16, so just getting started. Xander and I haven't read anymore. I don't think Marty and I have read anymore since I did my last update. No, I don't think so. And we are actually getting ready to go over to the other house and do some work. Sorry if this vlog's been a bit boring. I haven't really done much except for read and edit. I've been editing like crazy. I've already finished one video today, and I have another video I've started editing, and I'm gonna work on that when we get home. And that's pretty much what I'm gonna do until bed. Juggling. Anyway, I'm gonna go, and I don't know, I maybe will bring you along. I don't really know if there's anything good to show you with what I'm doing over there. So, I don't know, we'll see. I'll talk to you later. So this is just behind my desk. This is where Katniss likes to hang out. She's so stinking cute. Okay, so it's like 8 o'clock in the evening now, and I didn't film anything while we were over at the other house because we really weren't over at the other house for very long at all. We went over there, and well, we ended up having to go to O.W.L.s and pick up a bunch of stuff, and then we went over there and we worked for a little while and realized we needed more stuff, so we had to go back out to O.W.L.s, and then we came home. And then we had to do dinner and all of that, so we didn't really get much done over there at all. I did actually start another audiobook, and this is not part of the Newts. My audiobook of Grimm Lovelies was the last audiobook I have, other than the ones that I'm doing with Marty, for the Newts. So I found me another one, and I'm listening to The Hating Game by Sally Thorne, and I've listened to 8%, so not too far into it at all. I started working on cleaning a bathroom over there, and I was listening to it while I was doing that. Marty and I did continue listening to Ever the Hunted, and we got to, it looks like 9 hours and 36 minutes, and we have an hour and 50 minutes remaining. So really it's going to end up being probably like an hour and 15 minutes maybe at the speed we're actually listening to. But I also got a package today. This is, I believe, one of the Halloween limited edition mini boxes. So it's not actually as big as their other boxes, though it seems a little thicker, but it's not as tall. So they had 2 different ones to pick from, and I ended up getting them both because they're like almost half the price or something like that of the regular ones. So they had one that's actually like a spooky one, and one that's more of a sweet Halloween one. So opening this one up, it looks like so. You also don't get as many gifts in this, which is probably why the price is so much lower. Oh, no, I'm wrong. This was the August box. I totally don't remember ordering the August box. I must have, though. Okay, so August box. We got worms. Lots and lots of them. So for those of you that don't know, the way Once Upon a Book Club works, and I love these so much, they're so much fun, is you get a book, and well, I'll show you when we get down to the book, but throughout it you get pages that have sticky notes in it that say open your gift for page whatever. And so you go through the box and you find the gift with that page number on it, and you open it up, and it's something to go along with the story. So the gifts that are in this one, I'm not going to open it up until I actually am reading the book, but this is for page 56. This one is for page 304. This one's for page 213. That's cute. This is for page 335. It's just an envelope. And then we have the book. Oh, I'm excited about this. This is The Turn of the Key by Ruth Ware. Ooh, exciting. I've heard good things about this book. Some worms on the inside. It's gray and black with the silver font. So I don't want to go into reading too much about this because it is a thriller, but what I know about it is this girl sees an ad for a nanny position, and it wasn't something she was planning on doing, but it's got this amazing salary, and then she gets to the house and it's this amazing smart home, and she loves the Scottish Highlands where it's at, and she loves the family, but things quickly turn into a nightmare, and that's really all I know about it, and I'm looking forward to reading this. I've heard really, really good things. And then there's a print that says, kindness is as kindness does. And it's from the book. So very cool. I really didn't realize that I had ordered this box. So I'll have to check and make sure I ordered everything properly. But I'm excited to have this book. I'm definitely due to read another one of my Once Upon a Book Club box books. Yeah, I think I said that right. Have you read this book? What are your thoughts? Is it good? I might see if I can get to this in September. I don't know. September's gonna be crazy. Alright, so that's really it as far as my check-in. I'm sorry if this vlog's been kind of boring. I haven't been doing much this week except for reading and editing, and well, that's about it. And having to go to bed early. Speaking of which, I need to go to bed in about 15 minutes because I have to wake up at 4:30 tomorrow. Yeah. That way I can be prepared to wake up at 4 a.m. on Monday. Alright, I'll talk to you later. She wants all the love all the time. Don't you? Don't you, pretty girl?
Get too close for comfort, I'll retract. Feel so fragile under your thumb, one false snap.
So it's about 6:30 p.m. on Sunday, August 25th, and today we just went and worked over at the other house a lot today, and then came home and showered and stuff. I just let my hair like air dry, and that's why it's kind of crazy right now. But I know that I haven't done like a whole lot of vlogging stuff this week, so I wanted to come outside and do some little doggy clips for you. So let's play with the dogs for a little bit. Hey Bella! Hey Bella! Oh, hi Bella! Yes, you are. Hey, I'm a movie star. Yeah. Ah, that's good.
Must have been hurt before. You'll ask me.
Hey, Tigger.
What I leave at the door. Come back when I'm happy. It's not a matter of when. It's just I'm always on the outside looking in. I'm protecting all pride if I'm honest.
What are you doing?
Just a fish
What are
in
you
the
doing?
light, not the strongest, alright. Getting whips in the wind.
Over here. Over here, Al. Oh. Where's Cookie? Where's Cookie?
Don't breathe too hard on the flower.
Hey, where's Cookie Monster,
When
huh?
the sun goes
Cookie!
down in an hour, I'm out.
Say, where's Cookie at?
Wanna make it through the night.
Let's go up. Come on, go up.
Wanna make it through
Oh,
the night.
there she goes. Hey, Cookie. Hey, Cookie. Hey, baby. Hey.
When the sun goes down in an hour, I'm out. Wanna make it
Hey,
through
Tigger.
the night. Wanna
What do you think of those crazy dogs, huh? You're a good boy, Tigger. Yeah, you're a good boy. Say, Tigger's bigger than some of the dogs. Well, maybe both of the dogs. Oh, can I get that tummy? Can I get that? Oh, yeah. Tigger likes his tummy rubbed. Yeah. That's a sweet boy. Yeah. See, where are those crazy dogs? Where are those crazy dogs? Where are they? Here's Bella. Here she is.
When the sun goes down in an hour, I'm out.
She takes off like a bullet.
Through the night.
Hey, Cookie. Where you going?
Wanna make it through
Oh,
the
there goes
night.
Bella.
Don't breathe.
Come here, girls. Oh,
When
nice
the sun
sweet
goes down
Yeah.
in an hour, I'm out. Wanna make it through the night.
Good morning. It is Monday, August 26th. It's like a quarter after 6 a.m. I just took Xander to the bus stop and came back home. I was actually going to go and film the whole sunrise thing, but then it started raining. So, not today. So last night I ended up staying up like way past my bedtime. And so waking up this morning was rough. But I did manage to finish another book. Yay. Marty and I finished Ever the Hunted by Erin Summerall, which I'll get to later when I do this whole wrap-up thing. But this week I managed to complete 3 of the N.E.W.T.s. So the first one I completed was, I completed my outstanding in herbology, which was to read a book with a flower on the cover, and that was Always Never Yours by Emily Wimberly and Austin Segman Broca. And I gave this 5 stars. I really, really, really enjoyed it. And I know I've said throughout this vlog multiple times what this is about, but it's about a girl named Megan who believes that she's kind of jinxed or cursed or whatever to be the girl before. So every boyfriend that she's ever had, they immediately find their like perfect match or true love or whatever after breaking up with her. And she's pretty much known as like the class flirt because she goes through so many boyfriends, but really she's just wanting somebody to fall in love with her and for her to be the perfect match. And it's a super cute story. There's also this whole play with Romeo and Juliet, and she gets cast as Juliet, which is not what she wanted. She wanted the smallest part that she could possibly have because she just needed an acting credit for this school that she wants to get into. And she's wanting to go to this school for directing, but they do require 1 acting credit. And so she auditions for Romeo and Juliet, wanting to get the smallest part, and the teacher gives her Juliet and pretty much forces her into Juliet. And well, with her history of all the boys dumping her and finding somebody else, she feels more like Rosaline, which is the girl that Romeo pretty much dumps for Juliet. And she kind of hates Juliet. Super cute story, 5 stars. The next thing I completed was Grimm Lovelies, which was to read a book between 350 to 390 pages. And according to Goodreads, this is like 370 something pages, so it works. I actually do have the physical copy, I believe, but I think it's still packed away. This is about a group of beasties. Beasties are animals that were turned into human form. And this witch that turned them, she uses them for like her chauffeur and her bodyguard and her maid and things like that. And she uses them as slave labor. And she's also very, very cruel to them and punishing them in pretty vicious ways. But the witch doesn't have any idea what they're actually capable of, and neither do they. But then somebody murders the witch and the beasties go on the run because they know that they're going to be the ones blamed for it. And I really, really enjoyed this. I gave it 4 stars. I actually have continued with I think it's a duology. And I'm reading Midnight Beauties, which is the next book. And this came out in August of 2019. I'm currently on page 17 of this, so I haven't gotten too far into it. I'm hoping to read a good chunk of this today. So that's actually towards a different N.E.W.T.s, which I will hopefully complete next week. Let's see, so outstanding in herbology was Always Never Yours. Exceeding expectations in herbology was Grimm Lovelies. And then last night, Marty and I finished listening to Ever the Hunted by Erin Summerall, and this completed my outstanding in ancient runes, which was to read a book that's been on your TBR for ages. And we both give this 4 stars. and we're going to continue with the series. We were listening to this on Hoopla, but I think we're going to switch to Scribd for the second book and the third book in the series, just because Hoopla is a little bit of annoying. It would go back sometimes half an hour back into the story for no reason whatsoever, and I don't really like the player on it all that much. So we decided, instead of continuing with Hoopla, because it's available on Scribd, we're going to do that. Oh, and this is about a girl who, she's pretty much lost everything. Her mother died when she was little. She was raised by her father, who is a bounty hunter for the royals. And her father's been murdered. And now she's scrounging to survive. She's sort of an outcast in the society because of her mother. And she ends up poaching in the woods and gets caught, which the punishment for poaching is to be hung. And they end up making a deal with her. If she goes out and hunts, because she's been trained by her father as a tracker to hunt down people for bounties, the deal they make with her is for her to go and hunt down this person that they believe is the killer. And well, the person that they believe is the killer is actually the only other person that was trained by her father. His name's Cohen, and he was her only friend ever, and also the boy that she loved at one point, well, still loves. And he broke her heart when he left without saying a word. And Britta, the girl that I was talking about, she has some interesting abilities that she kind of figures out along the way. One she already knew about. She learns about more as we go, and there's some interesting twists and turns in this, and we really enjoyed it, and I'm looking forward to seeing what happens in the next one, which we will maybe start today. I'm not 100% sure. I don't know. And those are the 3 N.E.W.T.s that I completed. In addition to the 3 N.E.W.T.s, as I said, I started Midnight Beauties. Xander and I continued reading Keeper of the Lost Cities Exile, and we are on page 452 of this, so this is all we have to finish next week to complete that one. Oh, and this is not for the N.E.W.T.s, but I did start listening to The Hating Game by Sally Thorne, and I'm currently at 31% on that. I was just kind of listening to this while I was scrubbing the tub in Becca's bathroom at the old house. But yeah, I'm enjoying it. It's cute. It's a fun read. And that's really it. Oh, also about that Once Upon a Book Club box, I checked and I did order it. I just ordered it back on like July 16th, which I guess was like the day after they switched over to the August boxes. So it's been a while, and that's why I forgot. The most recent thing I ordered was their Halloween boxes. But I think that was the adult box, and I still have the young adult box for August coming because I also ordered that one. And that actually should arrive today, but that'll be in next week's vlog because I don't know when that's gonna arrive. Well, I hope you guys still enjoyed this video. If you did, give me a big thumbs up. If you'd like to see more videos like this, click that subscribe button down below. And until next time, remember to always be completely you. Bye!